Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and there's a lot of groups out there right now that are trying to take away our Second Amendment rights. It seems like from the federal to state to the local level, somebody is out there actively trying to infringe on our rights on a daily basis. And it's really hard to keep on top of everything that's going on. So today, I want to give you guys the top 5 YouTube channels that I watch and enjoy for Second Amendment news. Let's get started. Now, I want to preface this video by saying that I understand that there's a lot of great Second Amendment news-related content creators out there. I just don't know of all of them. These are my top 5 of the people that I watch, but being that there's millions of people here on YouTube, sometimes it's hard to discover somebody who's putting out great content on a regular basis. So if you know of a good Second Amendment news-related channel that everybody should follow, go ahead and leave that channel down in the comment section. That way we know that they exist, because again, it's kind of hard to find everybody. So this is again going to be my top 5. I suggest that you go and you subscribe to each one, because this shouldn't be a competition. Okay, it shouldn't be a competition for views. It shouldn't be a competition for numbers, subscribers, or anything like that. These anti-Second Amendment organizations are very well funded, they're very well organized, and they're mobile, and they have a lot of resources to back them up. But here in the pro-Second Amendment community, while we do have advocacy groups like the Firearms Policy Coalition, Gun Owners of America, and so forth, here on YouTube, where a lot of people come for their information, they should have a collective of people to watch so that they know that everything that's going on is covered. So we're going to go ahead and go over my top 5. These are going to be in no particular order, starting with number 1. Now, the first one is a channel that I discovered probably less than a year ago, and that's going to be Armed Scholar. Armed Scholar, who is a lawyer, does Second Amendment related content mostly for California, but also hits on national topics as well. He's very well spoken, he's articulate. He gets the point across in a way where people can understand it, because a lot of times there's legalese and terminology that people just don't understand. And so even though he understands that terminology, being a lawyer, he is able to convey that information to you in a way that you can put it down and you can think about in kind of layman's terms, right? So his content is always very good. It's always very well produced. His information is definitely solid. And one of the other things I really like about him is that he recently joined up with the Firearms Policy Coalition. He's going to be actually working for them in doing Second Amendment advocacy. So I think that's fantastic as well. Here is a guy who's putting out Second Amendment related news topics, while at the same time, behind the scenes, what a lot of people don't know about, he is actually one of the people who's physically fighting to maintain your Second Amendment rights. And if anybody deserves to see their subscribers bump up and get their views bumped up, it's definitely him. He has a fantastic channel and is worth watching. Now, the next channel is one that I'm sure a lot of you already know, and that's going to be Guns and Gadgets. Jared over at Guns and Gadgets, one of the things I like about his channel is the speed at which he's able to acquire information and then relay that information to us. So if something happens, I mean, if you have breaking news where a bill was passed, a bill was introduced, or some type of legislation happens, he's going to tell you about it regardless of whether or not he jumps on his cell phone while he's in his car, or just sitting in a chair and has to just pop on to let you guys know that, hey, this just broke, this just happened. He'll do that. But his regular content that he actually has a moment to prepare for is very well produced. He's got some nice backdrops. His editing is good. He speaks very nicely. You can understand the words that are coming out of his mouth. He has excellent content, but in my opinion, his information is invaluable. It is so good because he puts out, this guy puts out multiple videos every single day covering a multitude of topics, and I do not know for the life of me how he's able to get all of this information and get it out to us as expediently as he does. So definitely check out Guns and Gadgets if you want multiple videos per day of quality Second Amendment news. Now, the next one on my top 5 list is going to be a guy called Reno May. Reno May kind of skyrocketed recently. I've seen that guy grow from small numbers to huge numbers in a very, very short amount of time. And I think the reason that he's growing so fast is because of the way that he approaches things. He's no nonsense type of guy. He's also a no back down type of guy. This guy has been hit with cease and desist letters from different companies and different groups, and he refuses to do anything. He's got his mind set on something, and he's going to do it. And if he feels that it's right, he's going to stick to it. And that's the end of the story. And so I like the fact that this guy does not budge, but he also puts out good quality information. He's got a lot of focused topics on California because he's from California. He talks about the Title I. He's, talks about a lot of the California issues and laws and Benitez and, a lot of the things that are happening out there, because as fast as things happen nationally, in California, things happen 3 times as much and 3 times faster, and it is very difficult to cover it all. I can tell you that from doing it for so long, but in California, it's very difficult. But he does cover majority of California content while at the same time touching on national content all the time, and he also touches on different topics that happen in relation to our community, and he does it in a way that's entertaining and fun, and I think it's a great channel and definitely something worth checking out. But he's blowing up these days, and it's very well deserved. Now, the next channel that I like watching is a channel called Liberty Doll. Liberty Doll has a fantastic channel. It's a female-run channel, and she puts out content with a lot of information to back up what she's saying. So you'll see screenshots, you'll see information, you'll see research, you'll see documents. You'll see a lot to back up the things that she's talking about. And her Second Amendment news-related content is fantastic. But she also has, which I also kind of put in that Second Amendment news category, she also has a lot of Second Amendment news commentary. Well, she'll get on and she'll talk about certain things that maybe aren't breaking news that we all know that are going on, but she's going to try and give you her opinion on it and kind of her insight as to what she thinks happening. And it's great content, very well produced, very well edited. The quality of the camera work is definitely there between green screening and everything else that she does. It's just excellent content and worth checking out. Now, lastly, one of my favorite channels is going to be FPC's YouTube channel. FPC puts out great content. The content that they have is a little bit different because they have a lot of behind-the-scenes information. What I mean is, they'll put out commentary on something, so they'll talk to you about, different laws and legislation that's happening across the country, but at the same time, they'll also talk about court cases, court battles. They'll talk about legal issues because a lot of times it's presented by an actual lawyer. And so with all of that kind of behind-the-scenes information that person holds, they're able to give you information that you might not be able to get anywhere else. And so I like to watch FPC's YouTube channel just to gain a little bit of insight as to what else is going on out there on top of just the commentary and the Second Amendment news. What's going on in court? When's the next court date? What does this mean? What does that mean? So the FPC's YouTube channel, which I got to tell you is one of the best, is definitely worth subscribing to. Now, like I said before, there's a lot of other great channels that are out there, a lot of them that do Second Amendment related content on top of other content that falls within the Second Amendment, like reviews and stuff like that. I like Military Arms channel. I do a lot of Second Amendment stuff within my reviews, and so they're kind of sprinkled in there as well. There's a lot of great channels out there. You have Iraq Vet that does their gripes and stuff, which are great to watch. So there's a lot of other great content that you can find out there. The top 5 that I was talking about today are, again, specifically focused on Second Amendment news-related topics. So again, if you know another channel like that that's geared towards Second Amendment news and current events and topics, go ahead and leave that person down in the comment section so we know who they are. Thank you all very much for watching. Put links to everybody that I mentioned today down in the description box. Have a great day.